Triple R coming at you with a overflowing 16-ounce glass of enthusiasm from... Oh, you know what I'm gonna say, roadies. You know it, I feel it. I feel it. Are you ready? Are you ready? From... Take a look at this. The North Carolina-Georgia state line. That's it, baby. 1 down, 13 to go. Get my poles there. That feels pretty good. It's a victory of some sorts. Not a single blister in Georgia. I feel pretty good about that. Let me give you an update. The last time you saw me, I was sitting in a hotel room in Hiawassee. Well, for me, right now in real time, that was yesterday afternoon. You know what that means. No zero day. So let me explain, let me tell you what happened. I got done hiking yesterday at 2:30 afternoon, got to Holiday Inn at 3, and ended up having 2 buffet meals. Two hot showers and a comfortable bed to sleep in. And I got up today. Yeah, I was feeling good. I was undecided. I was thinking about staying. Went next door to Ingles, resupplied. Went right down the street to Verizon. I had to get a new extender. I left mine on a log the day before. So the broken one that was duct tape is gone. And I was feeling pretty good. My knees are achy and they're achy every day, so I figured nothing was going to change with that. So I called a shuttle, asked them what their schedule was. And they had all openings, so they picked me up at 11:40 a.m. and I was back on the trail at high noon sharp. So 8.9 miles today, and I was by myself for all of them. And now I'm approaching Bly Gap in North Carolina, wondering if I'm going to see any familiar faces. I'll let you know. And there's a familiar face. And there's a couple more familiar faces. I was just saying on a video that I was wondering if I'd run into anybody here.
Couldn't take a 0 day, could you?
Didn't take a 0. I'll explain why. I just explained to my roadies why.
Couldn't stay away from us, what it was.
I had to figure I might hit a couple of people here. So here's who I ran into. 2 of them are there.
He couldn't live without us.
Couldn't live without him.
0 day.
I think they kicked him out of the Holiday Inn. That's what happened. Yeah, that's probably more likely.
And that's it for now. Okay, roadies, I'm going to flip the script on you and do something a little new here. I'm in a Bly Gap all set up, and there's a bunch of us here, so I'm just going to walk around and let everybody tell you who they are and anything else they want to say.
Hi, I'm
Hello.
Grace and Glory. Ouch.
And that's it. That's it.
Ouch.
And over here we have...
What's up? Paul Wetzel from Fayetteville, North Carolina. They didn't tell me there were going to be this many uphills, but we'll take what we can get.
We got to battle the uphill. The good news is that means there has to be a down. There's no way about it.
The other good news is you're going to do a back up.
Walking man, enjoying dinner. Everybody needs to come out here and try this out.
Totally agreed. Just get out even for a couple of days. Just get yourself out and moving in nature. It's awesome.
Move it.
Sneaking over.
Okay. Hi, I'm Trinket. I am from Massachusetts, and I need to buy new socks. Always bring extra socks.
I met her a few days ago in Neal's Gap. We were side by side in the bunks, and I got lucky because her and the guy in the bunk atop of her, they did not move an inch when they fell asleep. That was great for me because I'm such a light sleeper. And the dude who went up above her, he was like gabber, 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 and as soon as he hit the top of the rack, never moved again.
Yay!
Loved it. Loved it.
He's the best.
All right, and you're quiet over here. Stay away. Shh. Sleeping. All right, this sleeper's over here. See it? Right there. Sleeping. Sleeping. Got our cameraman down here. See what he's got to say. I'll reach as far as I can get to you.
Hey, I'm Connor. Taking some pictures.
Say Cutter or Cotter?
Connor.
Okay, Connor.
Or Beaver. What's up?
Nice. Call him what you want. He'll answer. This is by the way, tonight here in Bly Gap, this is a hammock heaven. So, got another hammock. What's your name?
Broken Hammock from Austin, Texas.
I just spent 6 weeks out in Texas hiking.
Oh, right on.
Yep, and took a few days off to spend in Austin, riding my bike around at Lady Bird Lake.
Yeah.
Nice, fun place. Broken hammock. Doesn't look like it's broken tonight. Looks like he's going to be up and sleeping good. Making my way down. We got one shoe on, one shoe off. Say hello.
Hi, I'm happy. It's my trail name.
'Cause he's happy.
I'm happy to be here, I'll tell you.
All right, over here.
And so happy from Alabama. Roll Tide.
The tide. Nobody's here from Auburn, are they? All right. All right, met this guy right at the North Carolina-Georgia line. Got his dog hiking all the way through, but he's going to tell you the rest.
Yes, sir.
Go.
That's about it.
That's it. I think it was Jesse.
My name's Jesse.
Jesse,
Yep.
right.
The
So
dog is Tulip.
doesn't have the trail name yet?
No.
Not yet. I bet he will by morning.
The dog's Carjack, though.
Man, dog's got a killer trail name.
Right?
Hi, I'm Iron Will from Minnesota.
That's awesome, Iron Wheel.
Got it.
I love it. By the way, I'm a huge Vikings fan. Have been my whole life. Okay, go.
I'm Lookout from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania.
All right. Carjack, what up? Had to get the dog in there. Dog's sweet. All right, making my way up this little hill here. We're almost done with the rounds. All right, we got Greyhound. Come on, say something.
I wish my mom could see me. She wouldn't be proud. That's all I got.
That's all I got. That's Greyhound for you. We got a squatter here, but I'm just don't know what his name is, but he's squatting.
Yeah, you shouldn't sit down and cook. It's frowned upon.
Got your trail name? Any name?
Riptide.
Riptide.
Yeah, I got that.
Riptide. Sounds like a good song. Oh, well, there is a song called Ripcord. Ripcord, Ripcord. All right, roadies, that's it. I'm out for now. It's the end of day 7. It is the afternoon of day 9. Oh, I'm sorry, day 8. Day 8. Whoa, 3 o'clock on the button. I started at 9:03 this morning and went 7.7 miles. And for a while now, I've been sitting at standing Indian shelter, having some jerky, some trail mix. Went down to the waterbed, refueled the water there, and then just sat around, looked at the map book, the guidebook, did some chatting with a few people that are roaming around with me from this morning. A lot of the other ones went ahead. Some are staying back at the campground. I'm going 2.9 more miles to Beach Gap, where I'm going to set up at the campsite. Right now, well, that will, pardon me, I'm thinking. So when I get to this campsite, that'll leave me 19 miles to Franklin. So that'll give me 2 more days until I get into Franklin and can resupply and get a hotel. And of course, you know the usual drill: shower, laundry, bed, general rest, relaxation, hangout. Nothing exciting has happened today. It was a long 7.7 miles. It was a little frustrating. Some climbing. I'm getting ready to climb about 1,200 feet over the course of a mile and a half. And feeling a little drained today. I didn't want to get out of the tent. I was one of the last to leave this morning. After all of the introductions you saw, there's maybe 20 people. I just didn't feel like getting up. I'm still sleeping like crap. So I'm gonna try something new with a sleeping bag tonight. See what happens. The guy you saw when I was making the introductions last night with the guy with the camera taking the pictures, he doesn't have a trail name. So this morning, well, this afternoon, we hooked up for a couple of miles, and we was talking, and found out, well, he's going to photography school, and like, oh man, you know, I got a great trail name for you. Like, here I am trying to hand out more names. I go, are you familiar with Kodachrome? Kodachrome. No, he's never heard of it. Oh, what? You're a photography student, man. You gotta check it out. So it's a band way of filming from Kodak way back, and Paul Simon did a song about it. So anyway, I said, that's a badass trail name, Kodachrome. And I don't know if it's gonna stick, if he's gonna use it or not. I have no idea. He was referencing himself as Beaver. I don't know. We'll find out. He's coming behind me. And I'm just having a slow day, so everybody's gonna catch me. And now it looks like I am starting uphill. It's supposed to rain in a few days. Right now we still got sun. Last night was the warmest night in the tent. Guess that was some plus. Whoa! The clock on the wall. It's a tickety tick tocking away, because it is Trail Talk time. Triple T commentary from Triple R, your humble and most deserving host. All right, so I got a story. Yeah, you know how high school graduation, seniors, you know, it's always right at the end of the school year in June. Well, when I was in high school and I was a senior, I ended up getting enough credits by January. So I was done. I just had to wait 6 months to go back to graduation. But in the interim, I am getting rid of my car, and I bought a customized van. And let me tell you something, man. This thing was so sweet and badass, and not only when I bought it, but after I changed it. So it had an outside of like this gray and mixture of like a blue and black landscape, cityscape, something. And I already knew exactly what I wanted it to look like. The inside needed no changing. It was something. L-shaped blue bed in the back, built-in refrigerator, dark wood paneling lining the walls, and two-tone blue shag carpet on the floor with a sunroof and big tires and wheels. Got to remember, this is 1982, so this was sweet. So first thing I did, took it to the paint shop, had the outside painted midnight blue. Midnight blue. It's a song from Foreigner. Then I knew exactly what mural I wanted painted on both sides and the back. So there's this band, Iron Maiden, heavy band, hard rock, and every one of their albums, everyone, since the very first one, has a picture of their mascot on the album. His name is Eddie, and he's a skeleton with long gray hair. And even in concerts, some point late in the show, Eddie comes out on the stage, but it's like a 20-foot tall thingamajig that somehow they get to move all around the stage. And I had the Killers cassette. That was the title of the album. Not Killers the band, for anybody who's familiar with today's music. And this is pre-Bruce Dickinson days when he was a singer. This is Paul Di'Anno as the singer. And I love that cassette. Cassette. So I ended up also getting an EP import. Very rare. EP means extended play. So it's an album, but there's only 3 or 4 songs on it. So I got the EP extended play import called Made in Japan. I guess that's a pretty cool name for Iron Maiden and Made in Japan. And on the front cover is Eddie, the skeleton, holding a samurai sword in a ready position, a fighting position, fighting stance. So cool. So I took the album after the van had been painted to a muralist and said, I want this on both sides. And on the back double doors, which there was no windows, which made this even better, because it was just solid dark blue. And on the back double doors, I want those samurai swords crossing. And right across the top in the middle, I want you to put Killers. And I remember my dad telling me, you know, you might want to think about that name on the back there, because we lived in a little town. It's like, you might be inviting the police to pull you over more than you want for no reason. You know, you got a skeleton with a samurai sword on the sides and Killers on the back. And I thought about it, and it's like, yeah, that is probably true. Which turned out to be better, because the name I came up with, I liked even better. I took it from AC/DC and one of their songs, so I put on the back Night Prowler. And see, now it's Midnight Blue. It was perfect. So the guy did a fantastic job painting it. And it's strange. I used to have pictures of the inside, pictures of the side on the outside, and a picture of the back. For some reason, I don't know. It's all been kept in the same place. The only picture I have of the painting is the back double doors with the samurai's crossing saying Night Prowler, and then one picture before I ever painted it, right when I bought it, sitting in the front yard. So, I still have the album. Of course I do. You know me by now in music. I'm a collector. So at least you could see what the sides looked like with Eddie painted on them. Because right now, I'm going to show you the photograph of before, the photograph of the rear, and the album of what was painted on the side. And believe me, the muralist did a fantastic job. So this is a very good representation. So go ahead and take a look at that. then I'll actually get into the story. Pretty cool, right? Pretty badass. That was tough. Love that van. Strange. I only had it for about 14 months. 13, 14. I don't know why. Okay, so we had a large group of us in this small town, maybe 25 deep, that would go out and hang out and party and, you know, drink beer at this same place every weekend. Just some empty, dark roads. And I had my van out there one night, playing the music, had the sliding door open, refrigerators accessible, music can be heard better, and there's this girl sitting in my passenger seat. The door's open. I'm in between it, and I'm, you know, trying to make time. I'm having my conversation, seeing if I can get her to be sweet on me. And there's this kid. No one's ever seen him before. I don't know how he came about. He sits right next to where I'm standing in the open part of the sliding door behind the passenger seat. And maybe he was jealous because he wanted to make time of his own with the girl. That's probably what it is. But he kept screwing with the door, sliding it back and forth. I'm like, look, buddy, leave the damn door alone. I want it like this. I want it open. He'd laugh it off and then mess with it again, really screwing with me, testing me. And my buddy Jeff Castor gets wind of all this going, and you'll hear he's in a lot of my stories. He's also been an instigator to the times I've gotten in fights. And he comes over and he starts mouthing off, but he's putting everything to me, telling the kid, you better not mess with him. He's gonna mess you up. He's gonna pointing to me. Scott's gonna mess you up, man. You better leave it alone, leave it alone. The guy kept doing it. And yeah, he's gonna mess you up. And now I feel like, you know, shoot, people are gathering around. I mean, I gotta do something. This is my property. So, you know, first of all, I'm left-handed. People usually don't see a strike coming from a southpaw. So the kid gets to get up, and you know, and based on the adrenaline and everything, I don't know if he's like feeling threatened of his own and ready to just lunge right at me. I don't know, or maybe he's gonna get up and walk away because Jeff told him he better stop. You know how people exaggerate with stories. They always embellish a little to make them sound better. This is absolutely, honestly, crossed my heart. No exaggeration. The kid goes to stand up, and I just belt him right in the side of the face with a left hook. And his silver wired frame glasses shot off his head and over the back of the van and into the weeds. And then from that point, he fell back into the van on the carpet. He's on his back. And I just went on top of him and laid a few into him because he had no prayer at that point. He was done. And I remember the next day, Jeff and I, and probably a couple other people, we drove back out to the party spot while the sun was out. And we went looking in the weeds for the kids' glasses. I don't know why we did, but it's just so amazing. We got to find these damn things. Unfortunately, we didn't find them. All right, so we end up later that afternoon over at the girl's house that I had been talking to in the passenger side, and we're all standing right outside her front door. And coming down the road and up to enter her driveway, and she had a very long driveway, is the kid I hit with two other kids that we've never seen, and no glasses on, and he's carrying a machete. So I remember the girl saying, you know, she's going to go in and call the cops, and the guys never made it up the driveway. They turned around, and hightailed it. And it's just so weird that I had never seen that kid ever before in my life before that night I hit him. And the next day after the driveway scene, never seen him again. Strangest thing, it's almost like it didn't happen. What? What? Holy crap, did this happen? Of course it happened. Of course it happened. Too good of a story not to happen. And that's the end of that. But a final note on Jeff Castor being the instigator happened in high school, right in the cafeteria at lunchtime, right in the middle of everybody. A kid walks by who had been trying to pick up on my girlfriend constantly. And I went over to say something to him as he's walking by because Jeff waved him out and said, hey, there goes, what's his name? And then Jeff comes over, starts saying, he's going to mess you up. He's going to mess you up. You better leave this girl alone. He's going to mess you up. And so I see the kid ball up his hands to fist. I go, why are you making fists there? And as soon as he looked down and his fingers relaxed, I left hooked him right in the eye and his eye split open and blood shot out everywhere. And I was surprised he didn't go down. He fell backwards like 7 feet, like he was losing his balance. Then he bull rushed me, which was a mistake on his part because he didn't know I had been a wrestler in middle school. I know it's different than high school, but still you learn things. And I just wrapped him up like a pretzel and held him on the ground. He couldn't move, and then the deans came and broke us both up, and I got 5-day suspension. But thanks to Jeff for 2 fights. He's gonna mess you up. Okay, roadies. That's the end of Trail Talk Time segment. You know why that was good for me? Because it takes away some of the stress of going up this hill and just grinding. I got a long way to go and a short time to get there. And that's a trucker song. Oh, Smokey and the Bandit. All right, roadies, later. Okay. I interrupt this broadcast to bring you to Savannah, Georgia. So, behind me is the Pirate House, the oldest bar in the state of Georgia. Established 1753, so I'm going to go in there. And obviously the trail, I'm done with. I did my section hike through Georgia. And the tent and sleeping bag thing didn't work out for me. I wonder what's up at the top of this building right here behind me. Look at that. You can see it over this shoulder. Something's going on up there. So yeah, I'm back in the RV. I made my way through Georgia. Had enough of the tent and sleeping bag, and got a shuttle out of North Carolina into Franklin and rented a car back to Valdosta, picked up the RV, and now I'm in Savannah. And it is the day before St. Patty's Day. I don't know if I'll be able to make it down here for tomorrow because the news said there'll be 400,000 people downtown here tomorrow. The streets will be closed off. They're already closed now. No parking. People come from South Carolina and Florida. It might be too tough. So I'm doing it now. I'm going to go into the oldest bar in Georgia and then see what else I could do. And then it's off to Myrtle Beach after that. Here we go. This is my 6th national park to cross off my list of visited. Congaree National Park in South Carolina. Known for its loblolly pines, some of the tallest in the world, measuring over 160 feet. And it's a small park, and that's really all there is. That's what the attraction is. It has trails that make its way through the trees. So that will be it for here. And next stop, I got a few days, so I'll be in North Carolina. Gonna stop in Hickory. Okay, roadies. Now this is more like it. As far as my interests are concerned, by the way. I ended up losing 2 extenders. So I'm just using my hand now. I didn't want to buy another one and lose a third, so that's why things are closer. But day hiking. That's it for me, day hiking. Anywhere, any trail, any park, any day, anytime. Guess what trail I'm on today? The Appalachian Trail. How ironic. The old bird was calling me back. The old gal. The old lady. Swing low. Alright, not really. I mean, yes, really the AT, but not really calling me back. Here's what happened. I am now crossing off number 7 on the National Park visited list. I am in the Great Smoky Mountains National Park. Got my RV camped and parked 29 miles away in Pigeon Forge, and decided this morning to get up early, drive to Newfound Gap, and pick up the trailhead right there. And that's what I did for a 8-mile up and back day hike on Charles Bunyan Trail, directly on the AT. Over 5,000 feet up. It's cold. It's below freezing. I'd say maybe right on 29 or 30 degrees. But I do have a suggestion to make to all of you that have been watching and probably wondering where I've been and what I've been doing. Well, as you just saw, I went through Savannah on St. Patty's Day, then up to Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, the state park on the beach. Made my way through North Carolina, stopped in Hickory. Now I'm here. But here's the suggestion. It is overwhelmingly apparent that probably just about all of you are only interested in seeing video from the Appalachian Trail, and I'm just figuring this is for 2 reasons. You've either already hiked it and want to see what everyone else is going through, or you're planning on hiking it and want to see what everyone else is going through. You cut yourself short. You've been short-sighted. Since I've experienced both, let me tell you, without hesitation, my pre-hiking was more thrilling, fulfilling, satisfying, exciting than anything that I did for those 8 or 9 days on the AT. And now even this is reminding me, this rocky terrain here in the Smokies, it's reminding me some of the Texas hikes. I mean, come on. Big Bend National Park. Big Bend. Wouldn't you ever want to go there? Wouldn't you want to be there? Well, I was. And I hiked to the highest peak in the park, which was more than 1,000 feet higher than Klingman's Dome. And it was exalting. I had to drop my pack for the final 40 feet, turn the GoPro on my head strap, and rock climb to the peak. And Enchanted Rock, unbelievable. Do you know where that is? Have you ever been there? Have you wanted to go there? This pink behemoth, 425 feet tall stone just coming out of the ground. Hiking to the top of that was easily more exciting than any hike on the AT I did. So I bring this up because my suggestion is just take a few minutes, take a little time, go back and pull up some of my pre-hikes. Start at number 5. The ones before that was me getting out of Florida through New Orleans, first part of Texas, just getting me started. But number 5 is Pedernales Falls and Enchanted Rock, and number 6 is Big Bend, and that's where I actually dubbed you all roadies for the first time. Then you get a total difference into Palo Duro Canyons down at the bottom with the Lighthouse Rock Formation, and amazingly enough, you'll see behind me in that video, actually it's on the front screen before the video starts, it was Super Bowl weekend. Right behind me is a rock formation that looks like the Super Bowl trophy, the Lombardi trophy. It's pretty crazy. But if you're wanting to come along with me and see what I'm seeing and hear me describe it across the country, that's the plan. There's much more impressive hiking around the country. I mean, it's said that the best hiking in the country is in Utah. You got 5 national parks there. I don't even know when I'm going to get there, but here is my schedule for the next 6 weeks. It's already mapped out in reservations. So, some stops are simply because of driving time, and I want to get out. I want to stop and rest for a couple days. So I pick stops that might have something cool in them. So I leave here tomorrow, and I'm stopping in Nashville. Obviously, no hiking, but Music City might be something cool to see. From there, Mammoth Cave National Park in Kentucky. Then I got a week off as I go over to Missouri and visit my daughter. Then I'm skirt up the state lines and stop in Kansas City. World's best barbecue, right? Up along Iowa for nothing. And then into South Dakota. Do you know what's in South Dakota? How about Badlands National Park, Wind Cave National Park, the Black Hills, Sturgis, and the little town of Deadwood. Cross over the line into Wyoming, less than 100 miles, Devil's Tower. Then to the far west of the state, Grand Teton National Park, and the big one of all, Yellowstone National Park. Maybe a week there. And that's where my reservations stop, but from there, I mean, the choices are endless. I can come right down to Utah and Colorado, hit the parks in Utah, Rocky Mountains, then go down and do Grand Canyon, or I can go up because summer will be starting, and that's probably what I'll do. Top of the country, right before Canada, Washington, Oregon, Cascades National Park, Olympic National Park. Go down to Northern California, Redwoods National Park and Big Sur. And then hit the 141-mile Pacific Coast Highway scenic drive from Monterey to San Luis Obispo before going down to Joshua Tree. It's gonna be a long journey, and there's a lot to see. And you're more than welcome to come along. Okay, so that's what's next after today. I am going to get back to the truck and make the 7-mile drive up to Klingman's Dome. Check it out. It's the highest point on the AT. It's that close, might as well see it. So I'll see you then. I'm off the AT on what's called the jump off trail. It's supposed to be pretty spectacular views ahead. Well worth getting off the trail is what I read. So here's the sign, the jump off. We're gonna get there and take some footage for you. That's not too shabby. These damn videos never do it justice.
You were saying that yesterday.
I like to be forgiving, but then